5th, 2011, attending the Boodle Packout for the West Point Parents Club of Long Island from a rainy day. Okay, here is the community center. Folks are heading in right now, bringing their boodle. Look at that. Okay, so we are inside. Here she is, Joanne. We have you down, hon. We got you covered. If you want a table, either of you guys want a table, or you want to share a table. You want to share a table. Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's a problem. All right, nice going. Very impressive. There they are. Wow, you've made, look at all the progress you've made.
A lot of progress.
Amazing. Wow, unbelievable. How you doing?
Good, good.
Good. How you doing? How's your son? How did the JV team do this year? Would he do JV or he played varsity?
He played JV.
Right?
They did all right.
Well, that was what my son
They
played.
lost one game.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, how many games did they get in?
6.
Okay, what's your son's name again?
Colin.
Huh?
Colin.
Colin. Okay, got it. Okay.
Look at this, socks. Always have to have socks. This is
Now
my
that's
son's
it.
special.
That's an unusual Boodle box edition.
If he eats the socks, he's in trouble.
Yeah, there we go. That's an interesting. Mom has taped a spoon onto the side of the peanut butter.
Right.
As a weapon.
This way he can eat.
This is too funny. Oh, I'm glad we got here in time to see this because we were running late. And coming in from Brooklyn with the traffic, it was a mess. Sorry. There we go. Oh, you know, I should get my name tags. I have them in the car. Yeah, my son plays JV football down at Catholic University, DC. Patrick is, and they were 2 and 3 this year.
Oh, really?
So they had 5 JV games, but he's on the varsity program, and he got to play in 1 varsity game, made 1 tackle. Which isn't bad. Defensive lineman. They moved him up because he was a strong linebacker. And they decided, D-tackle. And they decided that he was better off.
Well, they were probably short on.
They were short on linemen and they were deep on linebackers.
Right. You want to play somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Either bulk up or.
Right, exactly. And the thing was, like, he was a wrestler in high school at 189. So like he's always kept at a good weight. So it's foreign to him to pick up, you know,
So
20 pounds.
Danny White plays on the varsity.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Great. Oh, no, you know what? I'm sure he knows them. It's just, there's a lot of kids. I mean, there's almost 100 kids on the team.
Yeah, there's like 150
In West Point? Really? I'm not surprised. The resurgence of popularity is crazy.
Well, it's like, how many are actually traveling, dressing, whatever, you know?
Right. Yep. Nice work. What year is your son or daughter?
Second year. Not tall.
Okay. Nice. Good going. Hello. Good to see you. Your daughter's on the cheerleading team, right? Did you get the cheerleading videos that I sent? My son was asking for them to send them to her. You know, you have to ask. Because I had quite a few that I did, you know, that covered them in some manner. Well, here she is. Barbara, how you doing, hon? How's your son? There we go. Hello, Barbara. How's your son? Good. What did he branch?
Engineering.
And where did he post?
Fort Benning.
Oh, he did. So Mike and him will be at Fort Benning.
Oh, Michael's at Fort Benning?
He's at Fort Benning.
What division is he in?
Well, he posted Fort Campbell, plus he posted 101st Airborne. But he's going to Fort Benning for infantry training.
Oh, okay.
Right in June, end of June.
Oh, no, Ross won't be there till August. He's 60 days.
Oh man, you're so lucky. Mike has 30 days off from graduation.
He was going to go to Fort Drum, but they only offered 30 days. And he said,
Oh man, there you go. Hi, Mom. Okay, gentlemen, want to officially cover you guys. Exactly. Well,
talking about Netflix.
well, we didn't know what you were talking about until now. So, but this is good. Good. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. How's your son?
Good, good.
Yep. I know your guy. Good. Now, is he a junior or a senior?
He's junior.
He is a junior, right? Now, he did the color guard.
Yes.
Right?
No, I think he's out now. The cold guard's only 6 months. It's only a 6 month thing.
But did he do color guard at March On? At the Army Air Force, Army Navy game, I mean?
Yes, he did.
He did, right?
That was him.
Russ came back on color guard.
He's back?
Back on color guard.
That's something we would be happy.
Quite all right. Hello.
Well,
Hi, Fred.
Hello, Barbara.
there you go. Oh, there's Tom. Oh, Diana, our name tags are in the car. I'm going to go get them, okay? Oh, look, they're already packed in the boxes. How you doing, my dear? Good. Good. You're doing good. Where did your son branch? What did he branch? Field Artillery. And he posted where? Washington. Fort Lewis. Oh, I know that. In Washington State. Wow. That's a distance, though. You know?
I have to go on vacation.
Yeah, exactly.
On the way to Hawaii.
Yeah, Michael is branched infantry, and he posted at Fort Campbell, Kentucky.
Oh, that's where my friend went.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was there. He went to West Point. He went to Campbell.
Oh, wow. Well, we know somebody from Breezy Point, Tim Sullivan, Colonel Sullivan, who was in Oklahoma and has just gotten the 3rd Brigade at Fort Campbell, and that's exactly what Mike's going into. So it's like, what a great coincidence. How you doing? Good to see you. It's Dave, right? Pete, I'm sorry, Pete. I was messing up. I don't see people infrequently. There you go. So where's your son post?
Washington State.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yes. Yeah, that's right. Talk to me, right. Michael posted to Fort Campbell, Kentucky. But he's got to leave right away. He's going to Fort Benning June 19th. It's kind of a bummer because we were infantry. So he wants to do Ranger School and he's doing the air assault stuff. The 101st, so he's very happy. Now your guy's in artillery, right?
He was hoping not to get like Fort Polk, Louisiana, real
Really?
down south. So he's just kind of happy with what he got.
Oh, good. And when does he report?
I think he's got 60 days off.
Wow, that's going to be nice.
I don't know.
I think that was the plan before he got his post.
Right.
They did 60 days. Here it depends on where you post. If you go full time, you only get a month.
They like them.
He's happy.
Would you believe it's 4 years?
Yeah.
Is this like unbelievable? I mean, you know, I remember when we first came to stuff like this, it was just such a novelty when you were brand new at it. Getting in some nice photos.
I haven't changed. Lost the sleep.
I've been fascinated by this whole process from day one.
Maybe that was for the dessert.
It's just almost hard to believe that he got in to begin with, and that he's finishing, and you get to go through with him. Yeah, exactly.
All the headaches, the heartache, what ifs.
Right, exactly. I mean, you know, I hate to say it, and there's some kids who started that we know from our group here that didn't finish. You know, so it's not like there was a sure thing they were going to get out. You know, you had to keep the grades up and do all the physical stuff.
You found the spot and stayed in a huge van like a couple of miles. And you got there
Did your daughter get any of the videos on the cheerleaders that I
If she
sent?
did, I don't know.
I sent him, my son asked me for the links. And I sent them to him because he was going to send them to her.
Can you send them directly to us?
Okay.
Yes?
Okay.
Okay.
You have to, when you get home, you know my email from the list? mnilson98?
No.
The problem is that, because I sent him a bunch of links and I told him where in the video the cheerleaders were.
Okay.
And your daughter's obviously in there.
Okay, because I don't hear from her unless it has something to do with money that she needs. That's right away she texts us back.
Oh, is that right?
Otherwise,
Oh, that's
we don't
funny.
hear from her.
Look at this production line we have going. But yeah, it is. This is really quite, and I was just telling someone else who's Pete, whose son is a senior, that it seems like it takes forever. Like you first started, such an amazing novelty. It's M. Nilsson 98, NILSEN 98 at yahoo.com.
Okay, so that's
Right.
Nielsen, right?
Right, at yahoo.com. So if you send me an email, and I'll send you, I'll go into my send folder, and I'll find the emails I send him, and I'll just send them to you so you've got the link. Because she's in there. I mean, I have her, she went to Yankee Stadium, right? And they played against Notre Dame. Well, I have pictures down there. We were right in front of where they were cheering. And then, you know, at the North Texas game, at the Army Air Force game, at the Army Navy game.
It'll come from CPAT Scott.
Okay.
Okay, CPAT Scott 49 at Gmail.
Got it.
Okay.
Got it.
Yeah, I'll do it tonight.
Yeah.
You're in charge.
Okay. Because I was telling you that the only way we hear from her is if it has something to do with money.
Yeah, then she's,
There she is.
she's
Is that your daughter? Yeah. Oh, okay. Can you get the extra cookies in there? She looks like she could use a couple extra.
hey, who's getting that bigger box over there? I noticed that there's, everything's in there. Like the kitchen sinks, the peanut butter, extra socks. There's like a woman's handbag.
Hey, you know,
There's like
woman's
everything in there.
Never-ending bottle.
And all I put in Ross is plastic parachute and I drop out the window.
Well, guys. Yeah, your Your daughter looks great, and the cheerleading stuff is just so cute. I mean, it's just such good for the it's school spirit stuff to do, and it's a very unique thing to be involved in. That they don't just let anybody do that. You have to be very athletic.
Kind of line the boxes up, not too high. We'll get the band, we'll get everything outside the table, we'll take a nice group shot.
I don't know.
I got like either way.
Wow.
Until one and they've been there until like.
Is that amazing?
It takes a while. But she's not good.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. How'd you do with her grades first semester?
Oh, what do we know? Who are we? But
I know. I mean, I had that same thing. It's like, why do you want to know? I'm like, because we always want to know. We don't care how old you are.
we figure she's rooting around so much up there. She's going away all the time and doing this.
Right.
That her grades must have been okay. That's what we're figuring.
Right. Oh, but you don't even know.
Oh no.
You don't even know.
No.
Wow, that's amazing. Because I was like with
Look,
Mike.
you have to tell them that you want them to send you them.
Well, we.
No, because they won't send them to you automatically. That's
Yeah,
the way it
but
is in every.
Diana, the cadet has to do it.
Yeah, your
He
cadet
doesn't
has to
want
go.
to do it.
Yeah, but she doesn't
not
even
gonna-
know. We had to tell Mike to do it. She didn't know.
She did it. I mean, she authorized the release of the grades to us.
Yeah, but you didn't get them? No. Then you need to call up the office and get them.
Oh, see? Okay.
Sometimes it takes a while. You won't get those. You just got Mike's grade. You should get them. You got
Thomas, it is a pleasure. I'm glad we made it. It was good. But let me tell you something. It was a mess coming out here.
Really, yeah?
I mean, they had the Bell Parkway shut down. 3 lanes to 1. Like, what a disaster that is. And it wasn't even flooding. It was just, they were doing work.
Yeah.
So, what do you think? Okay. Tom, I like your jacket. Where did you get that?
Rosie got it in the AOG gift shop.
Oh, is that right? That's nice.
What's that?
Go.
First page, that's the second page, that's the third
Hey, look at that. Oh, man. These are filled and packed. Okay, that is about as thorough a covering of boodle preparation, I guess, as we can get. So that's it for now. We'll see what they do later on.
I just want to put him with the.
That is pretty funny. Okay, your name is Karen Alessandro. Okay, Karen, here we go. Officially adding you to the video. And Joseph
My son's Joseph.
was
We call him JC.
on the football team at Holy Cross, a freshman at West Point, and my son's a freshman at Catholic University in D.C. And when they were freshmen, they played each other at Marine Park.
They did.
And Xavier had an upset, final 30-second touchdown to win, and it was the first time Xavier had beat Holy Cross in like 15 years.
I realize everybody donated today, but if somebody wanted to do that 50-50 basket, we'll also do today, all right?
But yeah, Patrick's been over to Bayside, Queens, or to Forest Hills to see the Go-Gurts
Right.
and hang out with the party. So your son is probably there.
Probably. I'm sure.
Oh, that's so Joseph Alessandro. I'll have to ask Patrick about him.
You may know him. He
Oh, I'm sure.
had long hair. He was on the drum. Never believed he was
Oh, is that right? So that was the total
in high
change.
school. He had
Had long hair and played the drums and was on the football team. Wow. And it's not like you can put it in a bun. Being a guy.
And what you kept doing is you kept donating it, and then you could keep it warm. So they would
Really?
donate it.
Oh, you're kidding. Holy cow. That is too funny. Well, Karen, that is great. You have officially been added to the Nielsen videos. This is my documentation.
My husband over there with the hat on.
Ah, okay. What's his name?
Joe.
Joe. Yeah, I like his sweatshirt. You picked that one probably up at one of the football games or something.
That one was, that sweatshirt was from SOS. That's my son's sweatshirt.
Really?
It was when he went to SOS in the summer, some leadership seminar.
Oh, yeah. My son applied to it.
It was great.
Already closed out by the time.
It was really good. It really gave him a good feel of what they were going to be in for. But they don't wear it there now, so they can't wear it. So he's like, my husband's like, woohoo, look what I found. My son doesn't know he's wearing it.
Oh, really?
He thinks
Okay.
everything's fair game. He's not there.
There you go. I don't blame him. What is this? Is this a 50-50 or something? Okay. Here they are. The official 50-50 is underway.
You want 7 for 10? Yeah, give me 7.
There they are. All right. Okay, Joe, you're officially been added and acknowledged. I like that sweatshirt. I understand where you got it from.
No, you don't.
Good choice.
Where you get it from?
I heard.
From SLS.
I know, I told him.
Yeah. I was hearing the. I got the lay of the land here on. Because I was saying, hey, I like that shirt, you know.
3, no. We wanted 3. 1, 2.
Joe and Karen's son is on the ski team at West Point. Nice. Okay, so what? Is there any event that he does? Is he a jumper? Is he a slalom guy?
Slalom and giant slalom.
Okay. There we go. Got it. Okay, very good. Well, if you never go, there's got to be some East Coast events that they have where you can go to.
Yeah, we're gonna go.
So this week they were at Toggenburg.
Where is
Last
that?
week they were on the East Coast.
It's up by the lakes. It's up by the lakes in the middle of the state.
Oh, near the Finger Lakes?
Okay, here's a fun fact.
Okay.
Out of all the states in the United States,
Right.
all the Rocky Mountain states,
Right.
out of all the states, which state do you think has the most ski areas?
Colorado.
New York State.
You're kidding me. That is hard to believe.
Well, it wouldn't have been a good story if it was Colorado. Here's another one.
There we go.
Out of
Okay.
all the states in the
wait. Okay, keep going.
all the states in the United States, which one has the most coastline?
Most coastline, Maine. No, Florida. Oh, you're kidding me.
Not kidding me.
Oh, because of Long
My
Island
son only was born.
has most coastline. The Hudson River,
The Hudson River,
Long Island,
Governor's Island,
the Great Lakes,
the Finger Lakes.
Wow. Hey, there we go. So we've officially put New York on the fun fact list. There we go. The mom.
Okay, oh, he played against Dorothy. Oh, that's so funny. So funny. So I got that game.
Okay.
I don't know, Joe, I'm gonna try.
There they are. Okay, I'm gonna get in this picture myself. Come on, one more.
You know what? Pull the banner back. I want to see the whole banner, but it's not really working out that well. It's kind of a little too low. I don't want to hide anybody's face.
I think the biggest guys in the back hold the banner up.
We can hold it high.
High.
We can hold it high.
High. You want to stand on a chair?
That'll work.
Stand on
a chair in the back.
Oh, there you go. Oh yeah, nice. Okay.
All right, everybody. Hey, I'm gonna do that again. Hey, wait a minute. We're gonna try 4, 5, and 6 because 1, 2, and 3 didn't work. 4, 5, 6. Boom! That's better.
Nice. Okay, Tom's gonna get in the picture now.
That changes from year to year.
Tom, do you need the plan?
Okay, the official banner carriers. It's very appropriate for the father of the color guard cadet to be part of the banner carriers. Here's Tom.
But it's hard to be so
Squeezed in.
you know, with against other companies. And then you have to change.
Oh, I know, it's like your friend.
You can see it in the glass. You can see us in the window.
Yeah, that's good.
You press the button.
That was the practice.
There we go.
Okay. Fred, put it up. You got the big one. We got the big one. Right.
Right. Oh. Where are we headed?
Follow them. We're putting them in, I think Tom's right.
Oh, you know what?
Everybody's carrying their boodle boxes over to that car. Tom, is this your car?
This is mine, yes.
Oh, it is, right? Okay.
We're not putting it in the stranger's house.
No, I didn't take that seat out, Joe.
Okay, side door,
Okay.
guys.
You know, you're trying to smuggle it into your car.
Okay, the last one has arrived.
Yes, thank you.
The post office will deliver any quantity you ask them. If you
Tom, do you want me to get rid of those boxes for you? You got a whole car phone, you got to fit 8 more. I'm right next to you. I'll get it.
All right.
What are you going to do with them?
I don't know, I'll bring it to school.
Yeah,
Official agenda for the...
Are you the...
I am the official photographer guy, or unofficial, I should say. I do this whenever I feel compelled
we're going to
to
pass out the West Point calendar.
try to document
The
it.
first page is
And I've got some
2011,
before you.
and then the next page is 2012. So make sure you take 2 and pass them. I guess when I ran through the copy, I just split them, I stacked them. All right? And then I kind of got just a scratch calendar stapled together from May to August, so you can kind of look at things. You're going to make some decisions tonight. And then we've got the agenda also, all right?
Doing good. Got Stuart, Georgia, is happy that he kind of changed his mind at the last minute. He was thinking one way, and midday during the week, he had to change a part and talk to somebody.
Okay.
So he's very excited, very nice hearing, you know, how happy he was when he called, and how excited he was about it. And
Good, good. Does he know what his report date is?
yes, September.
Maybe I'll list what everybody's doing. That would be great, right? It's been a while. Nobody sends me. That's true.
Yeah. Yep.
So half of that's going to be $57.
Okay, 50/50 is being drawn.
Okay. 154319.
That's right after me.
All right. Joanne, Lisa Connolly has won. Nice.
Before we start the meeting, I have a proposal for the moms here. I went to visit one of the mothers, Joe Kaplan's mom, Dawn Kaplan. Her
surgery, and I went to see her a couple of weeks ago. And as I was getting ready to go see her, I had this idea in my head that we should write a book, The Mothers of West Point. I had a friend that did a book in the past, a Christian girl, and she had called me and said, could you do one chapter? And I thought to myself, how interesting would it be if we put together a book with the chapters of what our experience was as a West Point mom. So I just jotted down some of my own ideas, and I wanted to ask you moms, in your spare time when you can, and then when you see me again, I mean, who knows when, but just write down your own experience. I'll just read you real quick the introduction, and it'll give you an idea. And this is just a suggestion. The Mothers at West Point, Moms in Training. When my son entered West Point, living the dream he had as a young Cub Scout on a class trip, I had no idea what he or I was signing on for. From gut-wrenching our day to graduation with all its pomp and circumstance, I was in training as well. The United States Military Academy had their own language, codes, rules of play, and mental fitness game that was not for the faint-hearted cadet or their parents. There would be much to learn, and quickly, might I add, on what is expected as a parent and what's frowned upon in the academy. And then I talk about my son's dream, and how my father was on with my father-in-law. And it was different now because when your own son or daughter is involved, there's an immediate game change. The stakes are higher and it becomes very personal. And then I talked about the process of getting in the academy. And so during these 4 years, I've met many wonderful women, mothers with beautiful minds and hearts, whose stories deserve to be written. Who are these mothers watching in the background as their sons and daughters go through a grueling process and rigorous training, knowing that in the end they would be thrust into harm's way? These are women who are gallant and lovely, with etiquette and class. They are prayerful and serious about their families and our beloved country. They are not afraid to do whatever it takes to make this world a better place. They carry the heart and spirit of America and give all for the sake of liberty. To them, I tip my hat. It is because of these women and their children that this country is great. It is their sacrifice that makes all the difference. I am so very grateful to be counted among them and proud to be the mother of the son of the United States Military Academy. And then explain about how, as I was getting ready to visit one of the moms who had recently had back surgery and whose son was presently leading a platoon in Afghanistan, I was given the vision for this book. There are books written by brilliant generals and certainly many on the tactics of war or the history of war. But I could find little written by the mothers of these patriots. And so these are the deepest thoughts and memoirs of those mothers and their experiences. It is with much hope and prayer that the Mothers at West Point Moms in Training book enlightens you to be lifted up by their courage, determination, and self-sacrifice. It is also meant to add a lighter side to the serious, hard-hitting reality that your son or daughter will go from civilian to soldier in 4 short years. Please enjoy as you read these notes from the Mothers of the Long Way Line. So if you could just write from your heart, I mean, I did one chapter on our day, I won't read it, but any experience, Army-Navy game, sharing with the boys at your home, whatever it was that was your personal experience. I think if we put this together in a book, that it would be a beautiful thing for these moms as their kids are coming into West Point. I mean, I would have read it ferociously.
Right.
So just dream about it, think about it, and if you could, just jot some things down, and we'll get together again on that. All right? Thank you.
Joanne, I'd like to tell you that I don't think there's a dry eye among the mothers of West Point. And I think that you really deserve some credit for coming up with something like this. And it was a wonderful idea.
Right. Thank you,
How was Dawn feeling?
She's doing much better.
Doing okay?
Follow me. She's from Georgia. She goes to the University of Alabama.
How did they meet?
His roommate was a good friend. Not girlfriend, just a good friend in high school.
She was lost now too.
Yeah.
Girlfriend.
So no, yes, I just began to drive his car up and I don't know.
And then you
thanks
get
a lot. Now
and then
I'm
you
in
get
trouble.
There you go.
You have to delete that.
Oh man.
What?
You know, the 20 of 11 parents, their terms are coming to an end per se, and I'm sure we would all like to relinquish our hold on the club with regard to a officer position, but still be members as a alumni. I know Barbara shared with me that she lost her mother in January and in liquidating the house and all of that, and she also had said, you know, she wanted to move on from recording secretary. She's no longer going to be our recording secretary, and I can understand that. You know, for the past years, Barbara has made these certificates that we give out at first recognition, and we're going to need to, with Barbara's help, of course, but have somebody take over the responsibility of making that, you know. Janet has the fundraiser stuff, all the clothing in storage, and, you know, who else? We got Ellen, you know, she's been doing the newsletter and also the web, and it's presidency also. So think about it as we move around the meeting. Sharon, treasury report?
I can't be alone next year.
No, I'm not leaving. I wouldn't drop it. I'm not going to drop it, but...
No.
You should get promoted.
We have $3,860 in the bank. I'm thinking about moving the bank account, so we save $6.50 a month, which I'll talk
Right. And that's a whole nother thing. See, when I took over as president, you got to go to the bank and sign some certificate. You got to get
paperwork. You don't even have to go. I can have you sign it.
Oh, okay. But to be authorized as the president, you walk in and you tell some banker, I'm the president of the West Point Parents Club Long Island, I got an account in your bank, and they look at you and say, prove to me who you are. And the best way of proof was having it documented in the minutes of the meeting. So, good thing we had the minutes of the meeting, and we just proved the track record, and then we let the signatures go.
Over here, they'll be very
Okay.
I just moved my corporate account there, so.
I did business with a bank in Hop Hog, and after I got their confidence, then we had to go to Sharon's bank up in Glen Cove, and it was kind of like, they look at you like, this is a scam, how am I going to figure it out? They look like two nice people.
That was my bank, that was the branch of your bank.
Right.
And I wouldn't have to go to Hop Hog to go to the
You know, we tell them who we are, and they thank us for who we are, and you know, it's really the cadets are doing it, but they're charging us $6.50 a month on a maintenance fee.
There's tons of banks that don't. We can go to Capital One for free.
Exactly.
And have a reward
So,
card.
and another thing, the woman who set the account up a long time ago put the account in the care of Jane Scott. I don't even know what that means, but you can't get that off the
No, it comes
ledger.
to my house, care of
Jane Scott.
And Sharon Lee.
It used to come to my house anyway. Oh no, Jane Scott, you gotta leave that there. So it's either close down that account, reopen it in the same bank without Jane Scott, or go to a bank that's not gonna charge us. I'm definitely in favor of that because, you know, $6.50 a month, that's $65+ a year, you know, it's not for us, it's not for the bank, it's for the cadets. 11, and then we've got only 2 active in 2012. We got the Waldorfs who are here and they're always with us. And we have the Hoffmans who are out in Mill Place, and, you know, it's what you make of it, they pick and choose, you know. So, that's it, that's all who's paying in 2012.
How many graduated firsties do we have this year?
15, yeah. We've got 5 active, I think, paying in 2013, of which Sharon and her husband Danny are the only active ones. And then we've got the, well, no, we got Diamond and his wife Nancy here, right? Sorry about that. But we got, huh? Yeah. But you know what I'm saying, if I miss your name, it's not by intent. And then we've got an 07 copy, but depending upon the number of people in the picture, we either get a full page ad or a half page ad. So Pat Gill and I have cut it down to a half page ad because of the few people who participated in the previous years, but we can't get 15 pictures on a half page ad, so we got to get 15 pictures on a full page ad, which I think costs $695. And that's at a good reduced cost to the Parents Club, but then if the artwork has to be done in a certain way, so we pay them additionally to do the artwork, which I think is maybe $100 or $120. So
what do we do with the picture? Give it to you?
no, just make sure that they have.
Do we have to get you a picture, or that's done automatically? I mean, how does that?
Well, here's a learning curve for me. The first year that I did the yearbook, I had collected pictures, and I mailed them the pictures, and they don't want a mailed picture, they want an electronic file. So, I don't know, somehow they contacted me and said, you sent it wrong this year. I said, well, I don't understand. You accepted photos last year. No, you made a mistake. We just ate the cost of creating an electronic file. The difference between the howitzer and the Photoshop. So I think we had 7 people, and I think they wanted $4.95 a photo. If you want the non-tar bucket photo, just a junior class photo, I think you get that for $3. Full of 200 people, and she's new to the market. She's developing the territory because she just got promoted to take it over. And they all gave her a warm round of applause, and she was like, I'm glad this is over. So she's out on the balcony in LA, just catching her breath and saying, man, my first road trip, I'm glad this is over. And there's an older man standing there, he says, what do you know about the Army? She said, my brother goes to West Point. He said, check this out, I graduated in '64. So now just from wearing this hat, she made a new friend who also works for Access. So what a small knit world it is. Continuing, so we got Founders Day. I kind of mentioned the Parents Club leader. Think about it, you got my phone number, you got my email. You know, I always wanted to only be the vice president. When Laurel stood here, hey, wait a minute, I've only been around for a year. I've been to my share of meetings, but I'm not ready to be president yet. I think I'd like to be the vice president. And we came to a couple of meetings and nobody was like stepping up. And I laid in bed at night thinking about it, and nobody was stepping up. So when we came to a meeting, I said, you know what, I'll do it. And it's not gonna be like without support. Laurel is still an advocate of mine. Hey Laurel, how do I do this, how do I do that? She emails me the file. What do you think I do? I just copy and paste and change the date. I'm not a genius. You'll do the same. I'll give you email files and all sorts of, the calendar, you gotta do this then and this then. So it ebbs and flows. There's lots of stuff, there's nothing going on. And then like, was it a little busy this past week getting ready for this? But yeah, it's you know, a task of joy. So anyway, it's a wonderful event. If you want to go up on a Thursday night, the Thayer is having a special for those who register, $130 for the night, you know. So I don't know if you could do much better, unless you could get into the 5-star. But last year I drove up on the morning. It starts at about 8 o'clock to have a breakfast, and it really kicks off at about 8:30, and it wraps up at about 4 o'clock. I wish I had brought that, but Deb Dalton said, hey, for those of you who do things throughout the calendar, please send it to me so I can do a presentation to those groups who don't do as much as what the other groups do. And Deb Dalton featured a lot of what we did in her PowerPoint and slideshow, and she even printed out color graphics to everybody. And the country knows what we do, only because I had sent it to her. And not for me, but for us, you know, for us, for what we do, including photos and events and things like that. So, now more stuff down onto the nitty gritty. That's why we got the calendar here. Oh, we are going to Plebe Parent Weekend. Thomas didn't balk about it, and we do have a room in the Thayer that night. So, I don't know why, but he's getting soft in his old age, I guess. We need to decide on a firstie recognition brunch, end of April or early May. Last year, we have to watch we don't run into Easter Sunday and we don't run into Mother's Day. Now, the past 2 years, we haven't had a firstie there. It'd be nice if we could get a firstie there. The last 2 firsties we had was Michael Mercer, the youngest, and Mike Hanna, the oldest, and we do get a picture of them cutting the cake in Molly Malone's. Well, we don't go to Molly Malone's anymore, only because their needs weren't meeting our needs, and we found Captain Bill's, which seems to be working well for us. So, you know, you see that the last day of classes is May 6th.
That's right.
Is May 1st a good day to maybe get some cadets to go to the brunch?
What are teas?
Teas begin on the 9th. Term ending exams.
We went with what's called the Autumn Buffet, which is a hot luncheon
Oh, but you have the order, you have the officers club?
Yes.
For sure.
A while ago.
Okay,
Real quick.
this is
we're
for
doing
graduation.
Order buffet, which is a mixed masculine green salad with choice of 2 dressings, roasted turkey with gravy, roast beef bagoose, garlic roasted mashed potatoes, apple chestnut stuffing on the side, sweet peas, pearl onions, cranberry sauce, cornbread, and assorted rolls, apple strudel, and cherry cobbler. And that also includes water, iced tea, hot coffee, and tea. I went ahead and asked her, that's only $10.95 a person. So I went ahead and asked her, what if someone's a vegetarian? So she's going to give us a price to just include some grilled vegetables with noodles. Then I also asked her about a cash bar. So I have enough guests where I'm going to be paying for my guests, but we will have a cash bar if you want to come and just do that on your own. So I'm hoping to keep the price between $20 and $25.
That's great. It's better than cheap.
Also, and this should be included as well, I asked her if we could go around with some Bartlett-style items when your guests first arrive, and she suggested bruschetta bread, which is the bread with chopped up tomatoes on top. I didn't understand this. A spinach and a puff pastry. It's like a Greek.
Yeah, you can get them at Costco.
Baby lamb chops, and we will have a display of jumbo shrimp cocktail. So this will all be included. It'll be from 12 to 6. Now, boys will be commissioned all over the post at various times, but your guests are welcome to come and just sit there in case they don't want to follow your cadet around during the commissioning.
So they can show up whenever they want.
From 12 to 6.
And they can sit there.
Yes, and they can sit there. It's air conditioning. We're going to be paying for the band. We have a band coming up, so there'll be some music. Children, anybody between 6 and 12 is half price. Anyone 5 and under is free. And there is parking on the roof, which I think is a real big deal for us, because I think it's going to be a...
So we can move all cars.
We can park, if you are coming to that brunch, you can park on the roof. I don't know how many
All day?
spots. That's
On the roof?
All day?
You mean across from the library?
So cool.
So, I'll give you what she said. I said, what about parking? She said you can park on the roof.
So how do you convince them at the gate or
I have to
wherever?
find that out.
Like the time that they told us go park on Target Hill when we had
I will
passed
find
the
out. I
Buffalo
will
Stop.
definitely find out. But that's, oh, and lastly, I asked if we could bring our own cake because Russo's on the Bay makes, we have a cake boss there. And I hope to have, she said, free of charge, you could bring our own cake. Usually they charge you $1.50 or something a person. I want to have the crest of 2011 made.
Nice.
Cake. So hopefully I can work that out. Well, I'll get some of my guys from Russo's to bring that up.
She's unbelievable.
So it's gonna be-
They do such a
need
great
the
job.
first aid- I mean, the parents to help us that day to check us in and
I mean, the quality.
What do you mean by
Quality,
you're paying for
right.
them?
It's just,
Well, I have about 100 people coming.
I know you do.
So. I was gonna go ahead. I was gonna do that.
You don't
anyways.
want us to, you know, we would be
I-
happy to.
We'll see how that goes.
Okay.
If the meal point came down, we could put $1 or $2 in for the band,
So what do you guys have to
I'm
pay
so
for?
excited, and the other thing that Rosalie and I spoke about doing is making a centerpiece. Say I have 3 tables, want to have a photo of my deck on those 3 tables. I'm trying to embellish it somehow, so that you'll know which table or 2 are yours.
Right.
You'll have your cadet's photo, graduation photo, right in the center. So Rosalie and I will get together and work on that. So,
If you want any more help,
now Joanne, how much are you talking about overall?
Tom, did you
How much are you
mention that you
saying
want
it's gonna be?
2014 parents to come and help? Is that what you said?
Yes.
How much?
Okay.
That's all.
Gladys and Chuck.
Wow.
See,
Wow.
Joey, and because it's going to be a rotating show up kind of thing, when you come up, we just need somebody to coordinate and check off so that we don't have party crashes
What day
coming
is
in.
that?
It's going to be our graduation day, May 21st, from noon to 6.
how soon do you need a hard cake? Soft one. How soon do you need a hard one?
They needed a minimum.
I'll let us know that.
Okay, and then second question is,
I know, right? But I'm
being that our mothers.
No, but we could go up and help.
So whatever, if we didn't know if we were teaching them all, and if not, then the kids couldn't.
And invite their friends in.
Yes.
What we really need is a.
This has 3 buddies that he doesn't know.
I have told some of
Changes of
our
age.
buddies and their families.
Right, so agree.
But I don't want to do that. It helps me over.
I don't think we're gonna go over.
We're not gonna go over 600.
Well, Tom,
Ann has a question down here.
You know what? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know if there's any other young mother here. I have no clue. Is this what you're supposed to do for your senior year? I don't know what you're doing.
That's why I said I wanted to do my son.
Boys and girls graduate at 10 a.m. in the stadium. Right, the stadium. They finish at noon. What happens to?
It's chaos.
After that? It's chaos. People are hot, starving. Where do they go? So I was lucky enough to get the main ballroom of the Officers Club.
You can tell them how you got it.
I walked in and the guy said, "Where's that accent from?" I said, "Howard Lynch, Queens." And then he said, "What high school did you go to?" And I said, "Stella Morris." And he said, "I think my wife went to high school." That's a true story.
I gotta write that down.
We bumped out the Parents Club from Texas.
Normally, everybody's on their own after graduation. Explain this.
Like, who's gonna, so you have the whole West Point from Long Island here, your family plus you're saying anyone who is graduating. So like, what do we do when it's our turn? Like,
Well, hopefully you'll keep this tradition going.
You call her in advance.
You gotta get
You call
somebody
her in
that,
advance and you plead your case.
I think you need to explain this. That you need
you gotta
to
go up there, you gotta get the act
She's
out.
doing something very unique
Yes,
for
we need to guarantee
the Long Island
50
people.
Yes, to get the.
And Joanne did that on her
You
own.
need to guarantee a lot of people.
Manage that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we all tentatively told her a few people.
So tell your cadets if they want.
We're gonna have at least 30.
Those of us that have gone, like I went to my nephew's graduation, they finish at 12.
So Mike, what I'm gonna do is put out a blast
Right.
to the 2011 people saying,
Get
the
your,
date is firm, it's from 12 to 6, I need a head count, and soon we're gonna need a deposit and the balance of the money before that date.
Got it.
Anytime you've got all these relatives there, they're hungry, they're tired,
it's beautiful to have
they're
you
cold,
all.
they're hot. You know, so like with my nephew, she made arrangements at a Knights of Columbus in Peekskill. But then you had to drive there, and my nephew didn't show up for like 3 hours. This is such a coup, just because of the convenience of it. And I think our class, it's safe to say, we feel pretty close with each other, that it's really nice even just to share.
Well, it's nice that you also had 15 this year.
It's amazing.
Yeah, we had a very unique
showcase going on.
Yes, we had a lot. It was,
And watch him get big.
Tom, you can put me down for that to help out on that day.
All right, good, thank you, thank you.
The campus, because so he can stay and sit.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Those that want to go can go, those that want to
The
sit.
2011 parents, through their cadet, will get 10 tickets in the central seating area, behind the cadets on the field, in front of the stage assembly. It's open seating for everybody else. Last year, because the president was there, they wanted you to come and get tickets during the week, which I did because I was up there on Thursday for the last jump for the class of 2010. But I think they also are letting people in anyway. I don't think they're going to have the same security detail as they had last year.
He's not coming this year?
Who's the guest?
We don't
Do you know?
They haven't announced it
The
yet.
vice president?
he rotates
think it's a
other
vice
stores.
president. But anyway,
Now, Tom, there's a banquet on the night before.
yes.
The banquet the night before.
It's a graduation banquet,
Do you
yes.
know how many tickets you get for that?
That
I
I'm
think
not
it's the same
sure.
as always. I think they
That
get
I'm
two
not
and then they have to
sure.
ask for more. Is that on again?
But for our underclass,
You are a great photogenic person for this camera. You are, absolutely.
drive up early in the morning, get your free ticket, find a seat in the corner of the end zone, bring some sunscreen and a hat for the sun, or, you know, hopefully it won't rain, but it's a wonderful thing. And like I've been promoting since I saw it for the first time, and it makes me emotional when I speak about it, to see the silent march at about 7:30 in the morning on the way up to the Kimsey Center before they come in, process into the Mikey Stadium to graduate is a true piece of Americana. And we were cut short last year because the president was there, and they even got the cadets staged ahead of time. Nobody was allowed between the reservoir and the back of the stadium. So, but go to YouTube, see if you can find Silent March, and it's the drum band is there. It's really something to behold. So, just another trip up, right?
Joanne, I just have one more question, sorry.
Sure, go
How
ahead.
many people are at a table?
I guess between 10 and 12.
Okay.
That's an average for any. Okay.
Yeah.
And in your experience, what are the conditions of getting a hotel room at the Thayer?
Oh,
I'm getting a lot of people. Hold on a second.
I went.
I know our day was.
We went and got a hotel. We had 6th on the waiting list.
If you do. We don't do it all day.
I'm gonna have to pay in full.
Guarantee him 4 days of
Did anybody go on the ticket exchange like it shows on the bottom of all of the westpoint.org stuff?
I didn't have $1,400 to lay down.
Looking for tickets for
I just did it at the West Point Motel, which is outside of the gate.
There were people who had postings for houses and Thayer that they were giving up. So again, as that date approaches, I'm sure it will open up a little bit. So you don't want that to be your only egg in the basket, but it's something to think about. Now, Rosalie spoke to the woman about the 100th night, and she said we usually do get cancellations. I don't know how many, but I know one year they had 53 rooms canceled.
Yeah.
You know, for graduation week. Graduation week. Yes, yes. And I'm sure they already got the money, so they just got to fill it in and whatever the deal is.
One guy was with me when I went up there for our day. The guy got whatever $10,000 worth of rooms. That's what he reserved. He was like, well, I figured I might as well get as many as I could get. I was like,
Whoa.
good for you.
You can burn money like that, okay.
So we're going to need to start to clean up now. I just want the senior parents, oh, don't move yet. Thomas picked infantry and he's going to Hawaii and he reports to Fort Bragg on July 10th to start his officer training. So Diana, Mike? Oh.
Okay, I'll film you and I'll speak. Michael branched infantry in the fall and just posted to Fort Campbell, Kentucky. And he's gotten into the 3rd Brigade of the 101st Airborne. So he's very happy with himself, and it just so happens that Colonel Tim Sullivan, a graduate of West Point, is rotating in as commander of the 3rd Brigade for the 101st Airborne, and he will be there with Michael, when he's there, I guess the start of next year. But he begins in Fort Benning, Georgia, and he will do infantry for 6 months, then he will probably do Ranger School for a couple months. He may even be with your son.
Correct, yes.
And then he will rotate over to Fort Campbell, Kentucky.
Okay.
For post.
Good.
Thank you.
Ellen?
Chris branched infantry and he's posting to Germany, but he's going to go to Fort Benning and do VLC and hope he wants to do Ranger School too.
Oh, then he's all together.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'll be filming them down there when they all graduate.
Ross?
Ross branched engineering, and he didn't have to do the ADSO thing. I was very happy about that. That means adding time on to get what he wanted. And he just called before, and I just found out he's going to Fort Benning, Georgia. He's in the 36th Engineering Brigade, and they are going to build stuff. So he's very excited. And I just found out that first he's going to Montana for officers training school, and then sapper school.
Oh, okay.
So,
nice.
By the way,
One
Chris
school?
is the one
sapper school is like
The 1 7 years.
But it's engineers.
Oh.
It's in Missouri
Nice,
or
nice.
someplace nasty. What is that? I don't know what it stands for, but what they learn is setting landmines, disarming landmines, and blowing up bridges and buildings. Like the Hurt his whole life. Now you're so glad to watch the Hurt. Did you see this movie? Oh, did you see that?
Yeah, Sapper School is Ranger School for engineers.
Like Ranger.
It is. It's like Ranger School for engineers.
Exactly. Yes. But he's also getting a Ranger tab, he said.
Ah, there you go.
Joanna Gerard.
Gerard Branched Armor. He posted at Fort Drum. He's in the 10th Mountain Division, 2nd Brigade. And he reports to Bullock on September 14th. And then he does Ranger School, I think he said, in February. And then I think he's doing Pathfinder School right after that. And that's it. And he took Fort Drum because he's shortly deployed.
My son has to leave June 19th.
They're leaving in March,
Mike only
right?
has off 30 days.
Pick it out.
A bunch of these guys have.
Yeah.
Just-
I think. No, Durso just went no 10.
But when did he graduate?
2010.
2010, and he's
2010.
going in, wow.
Yeah.
They go fast.
Yeah, my nephew graduated in 09 and he's not going until this summer.
Right.
Also, Mike Hannon.
Because Joseph Kaplan is coming home. He's with the
coming home
101st. Well, his unit was deployed more than a year ago.
Oh, and he joined
Their year
them.
ends in February, but he joined up with them in October. So they are in Bagram, so he's in the back ranks, not the forward ranks. He's not on patrol anymore. They're just being staged to come home, and I believe the 10th Mountain is taking their place over there. Yeah. So, we can continue to converse, but I'm sure this guy's gonna come and lock the door. Oh, I'm sorry, man.
I didn't want to talk on the camera anyway.
No. We have to have you,
Diane, I'm sorry.
Janet, we have to have you close it out.
Is this on?
Of course.
Is it on?
Be nice.
She's holding the microphone, do it.
Matthew is, what did he brand?
Artillery.
And he's going to the state of Washington. First, he's going to Oklahoma on July 8th. I just texted him. And he's happy as well.
Excellent.
Over and out.
There we go. Thank you. That's
To the
it
other
for this
parents, I'm
evening.
sorry we didn't get to you. I hope they're doing well. Give a shout out to let us know how you guys are doing.
And whoever I can't fit, they're gonna have to go in general admission. What could I do?
Here it is. I have never seen so much snow on the ground on Long Island in my whole life.
Okay.
It just hangs around.
Well, what is Vice? Oh, so that's interesting. So then they don't really count as a ticket.
No, because he's going right on the field.
So who's going to take
Okay, there they go.